Welcome into Minnesota Vikings Now. I am Tom Downey. Today's show is a fun one. The perfect off-season plan for the Vikings. Now, it's perfect, so it's on the higher end, but also not insanely and impossible stuff to happen like, I don't know, trading Kirk for Mahomes. That's not realistic, right? The Vikings will be plenty busy this offseason. Draft picks, cap space, cuts, coaching searches on defense. We're going to have you covered here. This is your one-stop hub for all things Vikings this offseason. So if you haven't already, please hit that sub button for free right now. Step number one of the perfect offseason plan, fairly straightforward. Make sure Justin Jefferson isn't going anywhere anytime soon. Justin Jefferson was fourth in receiving yards in 2020. He was second in 2021, and he was first in 2022. That is an upward trend, and in his first 3 years, there has never been a better start to any NFL career at the wide receiver spot. Jefferson's been out of his mind, and he will become the highest paid wide receiver in the NFL. The top five as it sits right now, a slightly deceptive Tyreek Hill $30 million tag, but I think you're seeing more and more in the NFL the absolute need for teams to have, whether it's tight end or wide receiver, at least one legitimate playmaker, if not two or three. So maybe Justin Jefferson goes, you know what? I have the leverage. Let me get wild here and ask for a lot more than what anyone else has been making at the wide receiver spot. This is on the, I think, peak end of what they would do. And maybe they make it a 5-year deal, keep the average per year, whatever. Maybe it's only $31 million per year, but outside of like $40 million, or I'm kind of just like, it's Jefferson. I'll give him a blank check and let him kind of fill in the rest there. 4 years, lots of money, $35 per year there, a lot of it guaranteed as well. Would you do that offer? Or would you try to go a little bit lower to start? You can be honest with me. We're going high end because it's Jefferson, and I don't want to wait because guys like CeeDee Lamb are also due for new deals, and that's not something. I don't want to be last in that deal. I want to be first. So would you offer it? Y for yes, N for no. It's a pinned comment, by the way, on today's video. So if an ad break comes here on YouTube, cool. Take advantage of it. Head down there and let us know. Number two, and this is, again, maybe a bit on the optimistic end, is drafting Devon Witherspoon, the cornerback out of Illinois, who we've had him in our first-round mock drafts for a while. Then Daniel Jeremiah came in and was like, number one corner, and I don't think he's going to last to the mid to late part of round one like maybe I thought. Going to be a lot of differing opinions on who's cornerback one this year. Real argument for Witherspoon, who PFF loves. Producer Patrick's a big fan of. I am as well. I thought he played awesome this year for Illinois. He didn't get beat very much, and he had some nice plays in the football as well. Picking number 23, I would wonder if there's a very real outcome. He's closer to 13 than he is 23, just with how teams need corners. And Minnesota, I know you drafted Andrew Booth and you drafted a Caleb Evans. You need more cornerback help. Getting an impact player in round one who could instantly start for you and ideally pair with Booth long-term as your one and your two is a pretty good path to go down if you're Minnesota. Several steps to go, but my first step in the morning is to have some Magic Spoon cereal for breakfast. Because growing up, favorite parts of being a kid was the cereal, right? It always tasted so good. And then I gave it up. It was like, oh no, this is bad for me. There's so much sugar and junk that I should not be eating. Magic Spoon is cereal reinvented. I start every day with a bowl of Magic Spoon for breakfast. Tastes amazing. It's honestly too good to be true. Tastes like the regular cereal we all grew up with, but it's super nutritious with 13 to 14 grams of protein and 0 grams of sugar. Comes in delicious flavors like cocoa, fruity, frosted, or my favorite, peanut butter, and it's only 140 calories per serving. It's keto-friendly, gluten-free, grain-free, and soy-free. I love Magic Spoon because it tastes great and it's good for you. I'm never going back to regular cereal. Start your new year off right with Magic Spoon. Use the QR code on screen or go over to magicspoon.com/chat and use my code CHAT, C-H-A-T, to get $5 off your own personalized Magic Spoon variety pack and stay on track of your New Year's resolution. That's magicspoon.com/chat or scan the QR code right there on screen. Easy, nice and simple for you. Links in the comments, by the way, and the description. Magic Spoon is so confident in their product, found with 100% happiness guaranteed. Don't like it for any reason? They'll refund your money, no questions asked. Let's go back to defense here. Number 3 is cutting Eric Kendricks and Jordan Hicks. Look, especially Kendricks has done a lot of nice things for you in his time in Minnesota, but there's money to be saved. $9.5 million. Whenever you cut him, the pre-June 1st, post-June 1st numbers are the same. It's a lot of money for a linebacker who Kendricks has done a lot of good things for you. I think the decline has begun to set in for Kendricks as of late. Jordan Hicks, meanwhile, save $5 million pre and post 6-1. Look, you're staring down the barrel of almost $15 million in savings by cutting 2 linebackers. And you can put Brian Asamoah and sign anyone you want to replace him. You got the money if you want to. So I feel bad. I'll always love Kendricks, borderline Hall of Fame member for this team, but not 9.5 is a lot. So if you have to pick only one to cut, who is it? 54 for Eric Kendricks or 58 for Jordan Hicks? Let me know in the comments. Number 4, the bane of producer Patrick's existence these days, Dalvin Cook. We'll give you a choice here. Either restructure or cut Dalvin Cook, and I think the restructure might be a full-on pay cut. $7.8 million if you cut him after or before June 1st, 11 after June 1st. As it sits right now, cap hit-wise, these are the highest paid running backs in the NFL. Aaron Jones, not going to be back at $20 million. Ezekiel Elliott, neither there. Henry might get an extension. I'm not paying $14 million to a back in the NFL. I just can't. It's too much money, especially for one who the raw numbers look fine, but the advanced numbers look really bad. You're bordering on last year before Todd Gurley fell off a cliff type of numbers, which is a real concern there. So what do you want to do with Dalvin Cook, knowing if you dump him, running back's a huge need for you? K for keep, C for cut. Let me know in the comments section. Number 5, go find another wide receiver, and this probably means doing the unfortunate here with Adam Thielen. You can look in free agency if you want to go that route here in terms of where things sit. Some notable names: Jacoby Myers can play slot, Juju Smith-Schuster kind of a slot, Allen Lazard's a more physical outside guy. Slayton and DJ Chark do bring you speed as well, but I don't know if Adam Thielen is going to be back next year as a member of the Minnesota Vikings. It just feels like that has almost run its course, and it doesn't feel that way because, hey, time flies in the NFL, but Adam Thielen is actually 32 years old and will turn 33 before the year begins, so it's kind of unfortunate there, and you want more receiver help if you do lose Thielen. Osborne can stay. You want at least one more. Not sure it's Rager or Naylor, unfortunately. So what is the percent chance you think Adam Thielen is a Viking next season? Scale it for me from 1 to 100. 1 on the low end, 10 or 100 on the high end. Back to defense. Number 6, bring me Brian Flores as my defensive coordinator. Again, we're aiming high. You fired Ed Donatel because you had to. I think the best defensive coordinator option out there is Brian Flores. I think Devon Witherspoon, by the way, be a great fit with Flores as his number 1 corner. You can even add more if you want to go that route, but we're not going to go. We're not doing the 25-step plan, so we're going to dial it back there a little bit. You need defensive help. Flores, look at the difference between what the Dolphins did with him and without him. Much better on offense, but he's a DC. Be a great hire there for Minnesota. Failing that, got my eye on Sean Desai, at least me personally. Number 7, this one's weird. Resign Garrett Bradbury. Yeah, kind of makes sense, doesn't it? But it's also not something we thought would be said because he was not good. He was better this year, and your offensive line really missed him. Now, if you can find someone better, cool. The market is not great. Now, we'll throw up here the Spotrac projections. I would be pretty shocked if Garrett Bradbury got $12 million. So the numbers are kind of based on like years, and they have a rough estimation of where they rank, but it can get very wonky. I'm not giving him 12. 6 or 7? I mean, just cut Jordan Hicks and pay him that money, right? Like that is much more doable for the Minnesota Vikings. 12, no. Half-ish, more in line. Number 8, I'm also going to extend TJ Hawkinson. Nice bookends there long term. I mean, Hockenson and Jefferson, I think it's pretty clear, are your number 1 and number 2 playmakers for this offense for the next 10 years, right? They're both very young. Hockenson, I think, is one of, if not the best, young tight end in the NFL. I think the Spotrac projection here, much more reasonable. 4 years, 14. That's a lot of money, but he's a young, talented tight end. He's going to cost a lot at that point. 8 steps there. In the end, plenty of room to do other things with some extra money you've got. Other draft picks on day 2, day 3, but we do 7-round mock drafts for that. So grade our perfect off-season plan. A, B, C, D, or F. Let me know in the comment section.